I originally planned to shoot a video for each chapter of Peacebuilding Starts at Home as part of its publicity campaign. Once I recorded the first two, I realized that they were not exactly going to be exciting television. So I decided to wrap all of the boring stuff into a single, slightly longer video based on the book's organizing metaphor, the Peacebuilding Starts at Home loop, and the challenges that it helps us deal with. Then I'll go ahead and make other, shorter, and presumably more interesting videos in the weeks to come. I wrote the book, and we are starting to create the Peacebuilding Starts at Home community because we know that we can turn our country around. We don't just think it, we know it. And we know it because, as my book points out, the turnaround is already underway. Now, let me use the rest of this video to begin convincing you that that's the case, oddly enough, by starting with one of the most abstract phrases I've ever encountered. Reality tells me what to do. My friends in the Beyond War movement sent it to us as the agenda for its 1987 Leadership Summit. That's it, those 6 words, nothing else. To my surprise and delight, that weekend's discussion ended up laying the groundwork for everything I've done for the last 40 years, including Peacebuilding Starts at Home itself. That was the case because we used the statement to go beyond the issues of the day, especially the Cold War that was rapidly coming to an end before our very eyes. Instead, we focused on our increasingly interdependent and rapidly changing world and the big-ticket issues that were following in its wake. Issues that I now refer to as wicked problems. They included race, gender, economic inequality, culture wars, climate change, immigration. I'm sure you could add other issues to that list. And we didn't stop there. We went on to surface a paradox that still characterizes life in our country today, and for that matter, life in the world today. On the one hand, it's hard to imagine creating a more peaceful society unless and until we make major dents on each and every one of those wicked problems. Yet it's also hard to see how we can do that with anything that resembles business as usual, or as I like to put it, without making a paradigm shift in the ways we deal with our problems and with each other. Then and now, I knew that the first step in pulling off a paradigm shift is to change the only thing that we really can change, and that is ourselves. There are all kinds of ways of defining what changing ourselves means. These days, I usually start with Rotary's 4-way test, which its members recite at every meeting. Of all the things we say and do, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Once you start routinely asking and answering questions like these, you will change a lot. And to anticipate the next step along the Peacebuilding Starts at Home loop, you will begin treating peace as a verb, not as a noun, not as a distant goal, but as something you can work on, work toward, work at, everything you say and do, as the 4-way test puts it. And once you do that, you will also see that your impact ripples out from your home to your workplace, to your hometown, and sooner than you might think, to your home country and to the world as a whole. It is only after you've thought about things like the 4-way test that I'm comfortable taking you to what most people think of as conventional peace-building activities, including the work of the organizations and individuals I profile in the book. They are indeed doing great work, and we can help you connect with one or more of them if you want to, or we can help you find others that you could work with. But even that's not enough, because once you've found your way to peace as a verb, you'll still need to do what I call the peace-building pivot. Remember my wicked problems? They have to be at the heart of our work too. And the people who focus on the problems themselves also have to think of themselves as peace builders. The good news is that that pivot is already beginning to happen. Of course, once you've pivoted, you're still not done. Next, we'll need your help in converting those initiatives into a nationwide community and even a political movement that makes that kind of paradigm shift possible. Or in the language that Ted uses, we'll have to spread ideas worth spreading. I know it's hard, but I also know it's doable because I've been a movement builder as an activist and studied movements as a scholar for more than half a century. Then, to borrow language this time from Hamilton, we have to change the room where it happens. Our community or movement or whatever you choose to call it has to become big enough and powerful enough to change what policymakers decide to do. Obviously, we're a long way from turning those dreams into reality here in Washington where I live, but people are making inroads in cities and towns around the country. Last but by no means least, it is also worth understanding that this paradigm shift that I keep ranting about also amounts to taking the next step in human evolution. Not biologically, but socially or culturally. And you're still not done, because loops are loops. And once you finish going through it once, you'll have to do it again. You'll never have Peacebuilding Starts at Home fully mastered. So let me leave you with one last cliche. Rinse and repeat. Keep rinsing. Keep repeating. And I'll keep making more videos to help you find your way along the loop. Presumably, they'll be more exciting and fun than this one was. Until then, have fun.